Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Help promote and rank on my channel. I've been absent from it, been neglecting it. But I'm here to review A Quiet Place 2, which probably should have been appropriately titled A Quiet Place 2, Shut the Fuck Up. I'm sure somebody will tell me to once they hear the negatives, because characters repeatedly make dumbass decisions. So let's get to the positives and then the negatives. So the positives on A Quiet Place 2, it's very much like the first one, building tension through the ongoing silence and the slightest sense of sounds, escalating chaos. This one is more outgoing, expanding the world as these characters are given little alternative choice but to travel out into it after the events of the first one that played out. It has a heightened sense of gripping intensity. It really does. It really gets you, like, has you holding your breath, and they actually use that pretty well in the movie itself. The monsters are shown more frequently this time around. You get a little taste of where all this stuff started. Performances, use of sound, drama, tension, it's all dealt with, like, extraordinarily well. And you get to see the other side of things. And it's just interesting. It does feel like a natural progression. In many ways, it feels like it's an add-on to the first movie. I mean, it is a sequel, a continuation of the story, but it's just like the stuff it shows you here kind of adds more substance to the stuff in the first one. So watching them back to back would be absolutely great. So the negatives on this one, and light spoilers, there are going to be light spoilers, because I do have to kind of explain some of this. I'm not going to go in depth about full-on breakdown. I'm not going to paint you a fucking picture like Bob Ross, but the characters repeatedly make dumbass decisions. You think for people that have been in this for as long as they have, that their sense of awareness and all that would be sharpened, would be as heightened as the monster's sense of sound, but they just repeatedly make dumbass decisions. It's like they only use the sound defense thing every like occasionally when they could use it more often. And when it comes to just the characters in general, the deaf girl striking off on her own, dumb as that. Yeah, it's cool that she has hope in contrast to the guy that's all bleak and has given up on everything except for survival for some reason, even though they have anything to live for. But her striking out on her own, knowing she can't hear something, hear her surroundings, and then doing stupid things. And then you have the son in the second act doing something that just feels forced. There, left alone with the baby. He's going to leave the baby alone just to go explore in this dangerous world by himself when he's already injured. Another thing, the mother leaving the son with the baby to go get another oxygen tank. The injured son with the baby. That also felt like a bit of a forced situation, because you'd think that she'd be on top of the oxygen tank, knowing how much is left in it. You think that she'd be aware of how empty it is before she sends the dude after her daughter. You think that she would notice the oxygen tank is low, and it would have just made more sense for her to go out and look for an oxygen tank while looking for her daughter too. It just seems like that would have made more sense than what they did here, where she doesn't notice until after she sent that dude for her daughter. She's gotta go find an oxygen tank, leave her hurt son with the baby. It felt like excuses just to separate them, to do this Scooby-Doo horror cliche shit. Everybody split up. And once it gets into the third act, wondering why these characters are so relaxed and just kind of hanging out and not going back for the others. And the ending leaves a lot more to be desired. Granted, it doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth this film doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth where you don't want more of it. You do want more of it, but the execution on this, everything about the movie, everything else is great. The hanging on to the edge of your seat, tension building aspect of this film. But the story, a lot of it feels forced, a lot of it feels unnatural. It didn't set well with me, and I know I'm gonna be one of the few people that say that because everybody loves this movie. Like, everybody's saying they love this movie. So overall, I'm gonna give this film a 6 out of 10. It's likable. The monster, the scares, the tension. It's all pretty damn solid. That's all pretty top notch, pretty solid. The ending is not satisfying. The characters behave pretty irrational, or are just their sense of awareness is pretty toned down, watered down in certain situations, and it feels like they dumbed them down at certain parts just to make the story flow. And that didn't set well with me, so I only found it likable. It was really tense, really edge of your seat, clinch the seat type shit, but it's just the likable movie to me because it doesn't have much of a story there, and what really escalates things felt very forced. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm sure you're not fond of mine. Like, subscribe, share, stay awesome, rock on.